Alright, hey guys, what's going on? This is probably about my fourth time trying to record this video. But this is my response to the Configure blog tagging me in his video for methods on displaying my figures or how to display my figures. I apologize for being so late making this video, but I have actually made this video about at least 3 or 4 times prior to this, and each time my phone's been a piece of shit and has deleted it, not even saved it, and it's frustrating me. But also, life takes over sometimes, and I've been pretty busy with school and whatnot, so I haven't been able to get around to making the video as soon as I'd like. So I apologize for that. But I'm just going to talk about how I display my figures and whatnot. Configure blog was talking about like cluster displays and then displaying your figures more spaced out and whatnot. So I'll speak about that a little bit. I'm mainly going to just cover sort of my room at residence. I'm living in Residence Universe right now, so I'll kind of show you how I display my stuff here. Briefly explain to you how I display my stuff at home, which is mainly most of my stuff is cluster displayed. My 3 3/4 inch Star Wars figures are cluster displayed on shelves, with a few exceptions. While I have my Republic Commandos with me right now, when they're at home, they're actually displayed in more of their own area, so I can pose them a bit. But for the most part, all my other 3 3/4 inch Star Wars figures are displayed in cluster, which I'll agree, in cluster display figures in your collection can look impressive because it makes it look like you have a lot of figures, which in some cases that's true. But the issue with it is it can restrict how much you can pose your figures. I like, especially when figures are super articulated, I like trying to take advantage of that articulation and really try to get the most out of that articulation for the most part. Because I feel if you're not taking advantage of that articulation, you're kind of wasting the figure's potential. That's just me. Sometimes there's nothing you can do. Like I do cluster display for my 3 3/4 inch figures because A, yeah, it does look impressive, but B, it's more space than anything. So making a cluster display makes it easier to display them. My only figures that I have, and pretty much all the figures I have at home, are cluster displayed. The only ones that aren't are like figures that are too big to be cluster displayed, like Unicron's on his own little shelf, and my Armada Optimus is on his own little shelf, mainly because the shelves are only big enough to hold them, but also because they're just really big figures too. But yeah, I'll get on to how I can display my stuff, and it's varied here. Because I don't have as many of my figures with me, of course. I have some cluster display going on, some more spread out stuff going on. So like on my fridge here, I have some of my Marvel Legends here, and because I don't own a ton of Marvel Legends, it's easy to space them out, and I just pose them and put them there. But I also have Marvel Legends spread among my desk, like on my speakers. For my radio, I got a figure there, and I got Iron Man chilling over there. Over here, I have just Pre-Vizsla chilling because he doesn't really fit with any of my other sort of 3 3/4 inch figures, so he just kind of goes on his own here on my desk there. Same with Shay, there's no one he really goes with, so I just put him there. And I have Deadpool and the Punisher hanging out over here. I like Deadpool being close to on my desk because I like to mess with that figure a lot because it's a really fun figure. But they're also kind of there because I don't really have anywhere else to put them either. Here I have my Republic Commandos in front of my monitor, 2 on each side to have some symmetry. I like to have sort of symmetry when I'm displaying figures, depending where they're at, but symmetry is nice. I like symmetry. And there I have like Boss Fixer and Scorch and 7. I think they look really cool. Makes the display and the look around my monitor look a lot cooler, so I like that a lot. With my displays, like my 3 3/4 inch Star Wars figure display at home, on one side I display sort of the more bad guy characters. I have all my Sith and Dark Jedi on one side, with maybe like Stormtroopers and stuff behind them and whatnot. Sort of my more faction neutral guys, like bounty hunters and whatnot in the middle, and then my Jedi and good guys and clones and stuff on the other side. And I do sort of a similar thing here, which I'll show in a moment. Over here are some more figures displayed. Again, more figures where I really don't have anywhere else to put them. They don't really fit anywhere else. I got my 2 Marvel Selects that I have with me, which is Venom and Carnage, which are both awesome figures. I have just one on each side. They both display nicely together. And because they're big figures, they need space, and I want to take advantage of their articulation and all the display options they have, so I give them all that space. And then here I got my 2 DC figures with Rorschach and Zoom. which I recently got and reviewed. And Zoom, as you can see, I like the space, having space with him, because I'm taking advantage of the articulation. I have him in a running pose, which is really badass. But obviously, if he was in a cluster, it's a character that should be displayed dynamically, in my opinion. But if you had him in a cluster display, you just wouldn't be able to do that, and I think you'd be wasting the potential there. And Rorschach, well, unfortunately, his articulation is not very good, so he just kind of stands there, but still looks really cool. And he's nice standing out on his own there. And going over here, the rest of my 3 3/4 inch figures I have with me are displayed just right in front of my TV here. So I have Palpatine being flanked by his royal guards, and then, yes, because I don't have as many 3 3/4 inch figures with me, they're spread out more. But I also have the little display going on here. Like, I have Palpatine, I got him flanked by royal guards, which I think looks really cool. And I got Vader here, just on the side, and then I got the officers that I have here. If I take these guys back home, I'll probably display them like that at this again, because I think it looks really good. Then I got my 2 Halo figures. I have your Locke on one side, Master Chief on the other. Again, have that symmetry. I have one on each side. And I think they look good being more separated. I think it looks good. And then my main cluster display I have here with me is my Black Series 6-inch figures. I have all my Black Series 6-inch figures with me, because I don't have as many as some people do, but my collection has grown significantly since I first started, and you can't really see behind there too much because it's too dark. But the cluster display I like for these to a degree, because it shows how much my collection has grown over the past year, which I really like. Just ordered the Snow Trooper from the Revan Wave, actually, so that'll be a nice addition to the collection, and you fill up that space there. But yeah, I like it, but I also don't like it, because again, these are figures that for the most part are well articulated, and I want to take advantage of the articulation. And when you get too many figures in one space clustered, you just can't take advantage of the articulation. Like here, I can't really see, but back there I don't really have any of my First Order troopers sort of in very dynamic poses for the most part, because there's just no room. Darth Maul's in a pretty good pose, so is Revan. Vader's not, he's just kind of standing there. I have Krennic and then the Death Troopers flanking them, and I do have them in dynamic poses, but there is quite a bit of space required to accomplish that. I got other troopers back there, and I got like Luke, Old Ben, the droids I have behind them, my Rebels characters, and sort of Sabine sort of combines with the Jango and Boba Fett, so the Mandalorians, I guess, and then I just have the old man Han and the Resistance Trooper back in the corner, because they don't really fit anywhere else. But yeah, that's kind of how those are displayed. So overall, my takeaway here is that cluster displays, they can look impressive. I know both the Comic Figure Blog and JCC2224, when they did their videos, they both said with Transformers, cluster looks really nice because there's all different sizes and all different colors, and I would agree with that too. That looks really good in that case. I think with cluster displays, it really depends on the line or the figures you are displaying. With Star Wars figures, I don't think cluster is the best option, and with figures, just the good articulation for me, it's not always possible, but I do like to have more open, more displays, so I can pose them in either dioramas and scenes, or just pose them in general, just to really take advantage of an action figure's articulation. Because I feel if he has all this articulation, but you're just gonna have him standing straight anyways, then what's even the point of having the articulation? So I like to take advantage of the articulation if I can, and which is why I prefer the more open displays. But sometimes you have to do the cluster display, and in some cases they can look really good too. In terms of in-package displays, I can't really speak too much to it. I don't have very many in-package figures. I do have a few, and I prefer to put them on the wall. I think it just looks better, but you can do what you want. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I apologize for being late. If you want to make a response, go right ahead. Make a video response. Or if you just want to tell me how you display your figures down in the comments below, I'd like to know how you guys display your figures and what you guys think on the different methods and whatnot. I'm interested to hear what your guys' opinions are. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Check out Comic Figure Blog's video, of course. Give them that support. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. And may the Force be with you.